Hello, welcome back. We're going to go into a waltz pattern called the left turning box, okay? Now we did the box one time where basically it's just a square box. We're going counts 1 through 6, all right? And start with the left foot, gentlemen, ladies right. But it's going to rotate. Which way is it going to rotate? To the left. You're going to steer it to the left. And it's ever so slightly. You can get really big with this and showy, but it's really about trying to move in small increments. And ladies, you're going to follow along. You're mirroring his footwork. So we're not going into too detail about that. We're also not going to go into detail about your framework too much, okay? We're going to do an open, we're going to do a traditional closed position, and then we'll go more intimate position. But we're not going to go into details about that because we've already done that in previous videos. Go back and look at that if you want to. And again, you can rewind these videos as much as you need, and they're going to be out there forever, okay? So, a left turning box. When I'm doing this, we're going to start off with a basic box step first, and then we're going to show you where and how to rotate this and give you a little bit more inside detail what you should be doing versus what you shouldn't be doing or be aware of, okay? Now, we're going to take a two-hand hold position from the side. I'll have my back to you in just a moment. We are going to be rotating this, all right? So remember, guys, which way am I rotating? To the left. Stick out your left thumb, and that's where you're going, all right? And you want to find the ladies are going to do the opposite. Don't try to pull or push. You're going to rotate your framework, gentlemen. Move yourself. She will move along with you. How big your step should be shoulder width or less at this point. Don't take big steps on either party, okay? So here we go. Ready? You're sitting directly in front of her. Go. Start forward. 1, side 2, together. 3. Guys, step back with your right foot. 4, 5, 6. Remember the basics. Here we go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice. Now, as we go forward, we're going to actually step forward and start rotating. I'm going to get you to rotate on 2, 3. So we're going to step forward, 1, slide 2, 3. Notice how I rotated on that, yeah? I want to step back on my right foot on count 4. 4, rotate, 5, 6. And notice I'm just slightly rotating as I take a side step. As I go forward, I rotate on the side step. And don't, again, we're not thinking too technical. We're just stepping through, walking through. So don't be kind of going like this and going, and am I rotating on this step or not? You don't want to be doing that, all right? Your footwork is underneath you for a reason. Just walk, okay? You don't even have to wonder if their feet are together or apart, all right? Just look at your partner. Remember, if you're looking at your partner, you're going to stare at her and look past your thinking, but it's sort of shoulders. If I have the right shoulder and left shoulder there, I know that her right foot is underneath her right shoulder and left foot's underneath her left shoulder, okay? So you got to realize when you move the framework, she's just walking along with you, all right? So here we go. 4, turn, back, turn. 4, turn, back, turn. Now just describe what you're doing, yeah? So just understand that. So I'm going to put my back to you this time. So we're going forward, and 1, turn, 4, and turn. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. Now, I'm going to give you a little insight on this. We're going to stay in two-hand hold position for right now so you can give some space in between your feet. But I'm going to go into some detail about this. When you're actually turning, okay, this is kind of like the clock, if you will. If you have the center of the clock and you have the big hand going around the outside where the numbers are, okay? So I don't have to stay, if I'm standing here and I've got my arms out, you're going to notice that I'm not moving a whole lot on the side steps, and she's doing a lot more movement on the side step. You see this? Why? Because she's further away, she's on the outer circle, and so that means she's taking bigger steps, side steps to keep up with me, even though I'm taking very small steps. Yeah, making sense? Okay, a little science here. So, getting into this, we're wondering how does she get around, I'm getting around, we're starting to get offset with each other. Meaning that when I take a side step, she's going forward. Let's just do this. If I go forward and I do a side step afterwards, she's actually taking a smaller side step on the first part, and I'm taking a bigger one. So I'm going forward, side, together. So she doesn't take a huge step. How does she know this? Because you're leading it, all right? She just follows along. But it's good for us to understand, guys, if she does not have to match the size of our steps. Sometimes patterns need for one to take a smaller step while the other partner takes a bigger step. It's kind of like this, small, wide, and you will get used to this after a while. If we take the same size step all the time, it's like any other pattern, I'm not going to be able to get across or be in position enough for her. So the same thing, if I go on the back end. So if I do that again, one, she takes a smaller step, I take a bigger one. Now, as I step back, I do this, back and small step. She's going to take a wider step, you know, all depends on how much you rotate.
And your frame is staying the same.
Absolutely.
And that's what's moving me is his frame, not his steps.
Right. So
that's why I don't want to look down at his steps either.
Exactly. So as you go through it, we put a little emphasis on the footwork just a tad bit, because basically you're wondering, why is she off and I'm doing, you know, doing this? It's because you're moving yourself, but your framework is like way over here. You're not keeping your framework. And again, it's not about being tight. It's just holding your framework in place, like being toned. So as I start to move, she's going to make slight adjustments as I will. Okay, slight adjustments. You're going to try to just stay in front of each other. And ladies, it's more about him staying, you know, in line with you than it is you with him. And the reason why is because he knows where he's going. If he needs to move out of position for any reason, he can do so. You're not worried about that. You're just keeping what? Your rhythm. Yeah, your timing.
Because otherwise, when you're trying to move out of position to set up a pattern, if we're so focused on trying to, like you said, trying to keep ourselves in front of him, well, we're going to mess up his pattern.
Right, exactly. You're saying, where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? Yeah? So you're going to try to watch us and try to go with us. And it's a matter of, if you just keep your rhythm, no matter what side step you take, it's his job to kind of work with that, all right? So now, as we go through this, again, excuse me, as we go through this, you're going to notice that we can do this in closed position, all right? Now, we want to get closed position because this is what you see a lot of times, you know, on TV or anything else. People are in their nice position, a little formal look. We're going to go into this, but we are going to be closer, so your footwork is going to be closer. You can step on each other from time to time. And this is where we get a little bit more connection, but we don't want to manhandle that, all right? So meaning that I don't want to turn around and shove her to a left turn. So as I step, I'm still going to do the same footwork. Forward, back, forward, back. And I'm rotating on the 2-3 at this point. Now, can I rotate on the 1 and the 4? Count 1 and count 4. Absolutely. Believe it or not, you can rotate almost every step in small increments, okay? She's going to feel this and rotate with you. Let me demonstrate that. I'll put my back to the camera. As I step forward and 1, I don't want to do this. Okay? I still want to step toward her. I may have a slight turn to it. So this is going to happen, all right? You're going to feel, you don't want to turn around and have a debate. Well, did you step directly forward? He didn't rotate on count 2, or he didn't rotate on count 1 or count 4. He didn't do that. Don't worry about it. If he rotates a little bit, he gets a little bit more than that's all right. And the followers, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to assume every once in a while where he's going. So watch out for that one as well. So here we are, standing in front. Monica's directly in front of me. So we're going to start rotating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're going to notice I'm rotating almost every count. Does that mean if you rotate on the back or a 4 step on count 1 and 4, gentlemen, that you rotate and then you don't rotate on the 2, 3? That's up to you. You may find yourself just facing one wall the whole time. And ladies, you got to feel for that. And then he decides to step and rotate. Cool? So it doesn't have to be constant rotating to the left. And you don't want to assume that, ladies. If he starts rotating, follow. If he stops rotating and he's just facing one wall, follow. I know that's not easy because you want to know, planner, controlling, planner, what are we doing, where are we going, you know? Monica can tell you about that one. Okay.
This is our place where we don't have to plan.
That's right, exactly. We have to take initiative, gentlemen, and we have to find ourselves directing it because we're driving, okay? And again, this is about you two having fun, and she's just relaxed, having fun with you, and you're out there on the floor together having a good time. Now, you notice we've been in closed position, all right? And we have some distance. Now let's go into a more intimate position. Now, I'm gonna come closer to her, same position, but a little closer. And again, these are great patterns to do inside your foyer or home, anywhere in the house, anywhere outside your home, okay? Meaning that if you go to a function or anywhere. It's very nice, no matter how many people are on the floor. So if I step and rotate, notice the steps are very small, okay? Smaller increments, and you know, you find yourself kind of like, wow, I've seen this in the movies, okay? It's nice, you have a nice little dance, and Notice that you can actually, you just don't want to see where my right hand is, gentlemen. I'm kind of up here where it's nice and all the arms and everything are up here. You don't want this right hand drifting way down too much, okay, when you're dancing. You don't want it way down here at the kidneys too much. And the reason why is because if you start leading anything, she can't feel it as much. She feels it, but it's more like, ugh, all right? It's the weakest part of the back. And you want to find up here, you have more control. The closer you are to the shoulder blades and the shoulder and the arms, the more she feels as a lead coming through that, all right? So I want you to understand that. And ladies, you're not to hang on him, okay? He's not the bar at roller skating rinks, all right? He's not the monkey bar, as we said. So as you start moving, okay, you may have a little belly rub every once in a while. That's okay, that's what you're probably looking for here. But notice this, if I'm in closed position, I may not be directly in front of her. If I step, the closer I get to her, the more I'll set, right? So you can see Monica to my right a little bit, so I'm over to her left. This allows us to kind of keep the footwork not directly on top of each other, our toes, but slightly one foot is in between the other. My right's in between her feet, her right's in between my feet, so it kind of gets us an offset. So you go from a two-hand hold, you're still in front on the close, but then you start to offset when you get to, intimate.
And again, he did that.
Correct.
I'm in the same place.
Correct. So just kind of work that out and enjoy that. Again, you just rotate it to your left, smaller increments, okay? Don't try to over-rotate or overpower it, all right? The smaller, sometimes even the better when you start off, okay? Go back and rewind this as much as you need to and have fun with it, and we'll see you on the next pattern.